So Mr. Melven was a maths teacher, and then I think it was Form 4. We went into Form 5, and we all felt that we weren't going to pass the end of the year exam because we weren't grasping what was being taught to us. And a few of us approached him a month or so out before the exams and said what our problem was, and he stayed back after school and we stayed back with him, and he stayed back a couple of nights a week, and we got through. I think I got 71 or something out of 100. So, it was a lasting memory, and on one of the notes that my mother kept against all the teachers' names, I had an asterisk against it that said, "Best teacher ever." Never forgotten it. I'd never forgotten what he did for me. Or us, really. There's 3 or 4 of us. To help us get through. It showed his dedication towards teaching. I now have a daughter-in-law who's a teacher, and she's of the same ilk. Like, she goes that extra step for her students, and it's quite amazing. In the first couple of weeks of coming down to and starting at Box Hill Tech, I had to go to the uniform department, and the lady there said to me, what size was I for a jumper, and we tried a couple on, and she said, "I think you should take the next size because you're going to grow into it." And it still fits me today. So it was quite a big jumper. And that's why I've probably hung on to it more than anything, is it's been with me all this time. There was a lot of good teachers there, and it was very well run. The classes were very well run. There wasn't much disturbance or any of that sort of thing. It wasn't tolerated, which made it easier for learning and getting on. Favourite memory was probably the principal, Mr. Fountain. He was probably the main driver behind everything that happened at school and how it held together and how it maintained its status as a really good school. And they were going to transfer him out, and I remember that the school as a group and teachers all rallied together to say no, we weren't going to let him go. He was going to stay, and he did. That's the other thing, like you're asking about what things Mr. Fountain did, and he recognised that the moon landing was going to be such a significant thing in our history, and he hired or rented a whole lot of TVs, and we all were in the school hall, the whole school, and we witnessed the moon landing in '69, which was pretty awesome. So this is used for the sugar or flour, that type of thing. It was just a small item we made in the second year. My wife had to prize it off her mother, and I had to prize it off her today to bring it down here. This one's a wheel puller or bearing puller that I made in 1969 at Box Hill. Well, when you use any of the tools that you've made over the years, no matter what they are, you always remember, or it instantly reflects in your mind that you've made that thing and how you made it, how much effort you had to put into machining it, filing it, all the disciplines to make that happen. I think that discipline is probably the number one thing, and how to manage your time and how to get through those difficult things when you're trying to do something at school, and then have a mentors as the teachers were. It actually taught me in later life how to be, as a boss, to be that mentor and help other people through what they're doing. I think that a lot of people over the years, they don't realise till later on those effects that a school has on you. And I think to a degree, both my kids now are starting to understand that in the same way.